Hello, today we'll be talking about the Hungarian M50/70 helmet from the Cold War. As you can see, this is my Hungarian M50/70. This one specifically I've gotten from Epic Militaria, but it is original, surplus though. Now, the helmet itself was issued to the Hungarian army. They had the first version, which was in 1950 it was issued. Then they made a new one in 1970, which is one of the M50/70, as the helmet shell didn't change, just the inside lining, which I'll get to soon. The helmet was used up until the 90s, and then it was phased out for a Kevlar helmet instead. Now, onto the helmet itself. The lining. This model is the M70, so it uses the M70 model lining, of course. However, the metal for the shell is identical to the original. Now, the lining was designed in 1965. It uses these 4 points to cushion on your head while wearing, and it has holes for ventilation so your head doesn't get too hot while wearing. Then it has these 2 straps for your chin. It uses a hook and catch system where it will hook on here, and that's how it stays on your head and does not move around, instead of a normal clip system like the East German M56 uses, which you can see above behind me. Now, as you can see, for the actual chin strap, it also uses an extra bit of leather which goes on your chin here. I will be showing in a moment how the helmet is worn. Now, about the shell of the helmet. The shell was a direct copy of the Soviet SSH-40 model helmet, with the metal staying the exact same, going to the bolts, to the sizing, nothing changed, except for the paint. As you can notice, it is extremely glossy, which is a bit problematic while fighting. But the actual paint was a normal olive green, dark olive green. However, it has an anti-infrared coating, which meant any infrared could not see through it. It was, so I can find, fairly effective against infrared, but not against normal vision, as it shines quite brightly. So you can see with my light nearby, you can see it shining, which could give you away. Now the helmet, as you can see, flat brim at the front, goes out over the sides, and it is rated against pistol and revolver type weaponry. So 9mm cartridges, roughly, rounds around that size. Very small rounds. So it wouldn't survive a 5.56 probably. While when you see, for example, the East German one, as stated before, it could survive larger rounds. I'm not sure if it would be able to survive a 5.56 NATO, however. Now, on to wearing the helmet. When you put it on, this is facing forward. It has a string inside. This is used for tightening the inside here. And then here is a separate string. So you can see, this goes around here on your head. I'll now place it. As you can see, the chin strap goes over the ears of the 2 points here and here. Then it uses the hook and catch system. You put it through. It will be tight when putting it on, but once it's on, it feels a lot better. And presses here with this part. The helmet, unfortunately, moves around a bit because I've got it on the tightest it can. However, it can only go 2 different levels, really, with the helmet. Maybe 3 levels. Now, it is fairly comfortable. I'm not a big fan of this, though, because I find it does press into here a bit, which is uncomfortable while speaking. So I will remove the chin strap for the rest of the duration of the video. However, the actual design was meant so you haven't just got one small piece pressing, it spreads out the overall weight. Now the helmet, quite simple design. It sits on the head fairly low down, which I think looks a lot nicer than the East German M56/76, as it doesn't sit up here like that one does, because this would look quite silly otherwise. Now it's quite comfortable, I'd have to say, and I feel like you could fight quite easily wearing this for extended periods of time. However, as I said, the glossiness of it was a big issue with the helmet. Now, the actual helmet itself was, like I said, not very strong to stopping rounds. However, it was issued to the entire Hungarian army, and a lot of other countries in the Eastern Bloc did copy the SSH-40 helmet to make their own. This one is, as I said, identical with the metal. There is no change whatsoever. A few other countries did it. The Polish helmet did not, however, but I think the Czech-Slovakian one did as well. And the East German one was, of course, a different design entirely, based off of the pre-done Stahlhelms. You can see, though, my other video, which will be linked in the description. Now, this helmet itself, said before, uses a leather chin strap, while the original SSH-40 had a canvas one, which didn't fit like this, with a jewel over the ear. It was a single piece, crossed like this, over under the chin. They added this for the comfort, however, of the wearer. So while wearing, doesn't have any cushioning really, like the East German helmet does. If you get hit, it will not really pad that much, so you will take the hit fairly hard and it will injure you if, let's say, it did manage to somehow deflect the round or stop it, which is fairly unlikely with most calibers. Now, the helmet itself, I'm not a big fan of this. There's no part to slot it into, so this would be sticking out, which I find quite unsightly per se. However, I think it is quite a nice helmet. I picked it up of Epic Militaria for only £16.95. As you can see, show you again, quite glossy. Not exactly the same as the normal Soviet SSH 640. However, it is very similar. The helmet weighs about 1.8 kilos, and I got it for, like I said, £16.95. If you were getting into Soviet reenacting, but you don't want to spend a lot on a helmet, because most Soviet helmets I can find go for about 60 to 100, if they're original replica, this could be a good alternative. As I said, exact same helmet system. The chin strap is different, and the paint, like I said, but if you're able to get a different spray paint, for example, you could go over it, and the chin strap isn't too important with that. So this could work as a very good replacement. If you're getting into Hungarian reenacting, you could also use it, since it was the main helmet. And as I said, for Soviet reenacting, it is quite good for all purposes. A good replacement for the normal helmet, and I got it for fairly cheap, which I think is a pretty good thing with it, and one of the reasons why you might want to get it. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a great day.